What is up, everyone? So, first off, I'd like to say thank you to everyone commenting and basically checking out the channel. I really do appreciate it. This chart breakdown goes to goes out to one of my subscribers. Gerta J. Bassi. I'm sorry if I'm chopping your name up. I am so sorry, but I do appreciate the comment. So they wanted me to do a TDA, a top-down analysis on how I would enter this market. Now, in the previous video for Lincoln Educational Services Corporation that I dropped, I believe, about a month ago, I've mentioned that I wanted it to come down to this $29 level. If it did break that $29 level for it to retest it and continue going lower, but we did not even get the retest of that $29. It just kept uproaring. Like that's it. So this video, I'm not gonna make it too long, but I am gonna show like if it was in the sense of how I would enter this trade, strictly just up the the bullish trend, this is how I would go about it. So first, I want to spot out my higher highs and higher lows, and I want to see what my trend is, right? Obviously, my trend is bullish, but I want to be sure that I am within my higher highs and higher lows to where I can automatically like find those areas where I can plot my either support and resistance or my supply and demands and things of that nature. Okay, so here I already see that there's a zone here, right? I also see that there is another zone right here. So these are areas where once the market goes up and then it comes back down, I want to see if there's an area where I can at least try to get in there here to then continue going upward, right? Now, I believe here's already a Friday, so it really depends on what time of the day Friday that is to where I can take it upward. Excuse me. But for here, we do have a retest on Thursday, right? So I'm gonna show y'all how that looks like on a much lower time frame. So on the 4 hour, we're gonna see that we got some nice uh market structure here. So this is not bad. It's actually going up, it's pulling up. By Tuesday, it starts to actually make its way down. So what I would like to see is once this is established and it goes up, I would like to see a retest. So this is the area where I would want to see some sort of action in this area, right? I want to see a retest coming from this area. I don't know why everything is yellow, like everything, everything is yellow. But I would like to see some sort of reaction from this level, right? So now from this level, I already know that price is bullish, so I'm not gonna look for any buys, right? I want to see if I can get a momentum shift to where price starts to break upward, then I would go ahead and get that. Now, I already see the entry spotted. So obviously we got that retracement coming towards the downside where we're getting those higher, those lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs breaking those higher low area points. Then I'm already seeing that this here is going to be my last uh lower high to then creating that last lower low and then boom, popping up. So this right here would be actually my entry here. So the entry would consist of me entering at $34, basically $35. So you can either set your stop loss here or stop loss at 34.02, right? And then here I would target my first area. It can be this high here, which is right above that zone in case there's any rejection, which we did see some. Or you can actually end up holding all the way to the high, or even this high to be more conservative than this one in case it does end up coming here and rejecting like it did over here. That's actually another spot, right? Excuse me. I've been talking all day, so my voice is just getting tired. But at this point here, let me see, we entered on Thursday. So this wouldn't actually finish somewhere where we at, boom, boom, 10, 11, 12, 3. So this possibly would have been your best bet to enter right here at the top of this resistance level and then taking that. So you're at a 1.5. So these are the type of trades where you can keep for like a whole week, right? So I don't know if you do options or what type of trading you do as far as stocks, but I mean if you're just buying and holding until like you see profit, then you can definitely do that. Go on You can really use any app. It doesn't even matter. Any app, any broker, and just you end up entering here, boom, and then you can target like these highs if you wanted to, or head higher if you'd like to. It doesn't really even matter, right? You can end up taking this all the way to the high to where, man, like you entered at 34, right? Was it 35? You entered at 35 and you got out at 30, like 37, right? You can say 37 and a half, right? You got out at 37. So even that, or it's good. Like even if you were to hold it, I mean, geez, man, this really soared. It really ended up soaring. It really ended up soaring all the way to 42. So I think my prediction last time was small. What was it? 33, I think. I think it was 29. Oh yeah, it was down here. It was like 29. Yeah, I wanted to get at 29, and I think 33 was my target. So look how crazy that it came back, and 33 is exactly like where it started to show some sort of resistance right here. Boom, 33, boom, and then continue spotted on 34, and boom, 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 boom. Right. So these are areas where you can easily take those, right? So let's go back to where we could have seen possibly some more entries, right? At this point. Let me see. Boom, boom. So we came up here, came down, and then we got a little bit of choppiness, but then it eventually went higher, right? So now in this case again, right? In this case again, even if you were to mark up your zones here, even if you were to mark up your zones here, and you can see how, why is this like not sticking to where I need it to? Okay. So even here where it ended up breaking past and then coming back and retesting this area, you can definitely spot more entries here to where it went higher, right? Again, even if you were to go down here and spot these entries, boom, right? I believe it's over here. So even if you were to get the first retest here, right? I'm looking at this candle here. Boom. Again, if you can't find the trend or what you're looking at, feel free to use the line chart. The line chart is there to help you. Okay, so you can see, right? We got the trend reversal, right? Boom, and then you can see that all these are highs, boom, and then it continued making those higher highs and higher lows, right? Now, with that being said, you can still see also those minor levels of higher highs and higher lows, right? Boom, came down to this area here, right? Boom, boom, boom. It broke. That was an entry there. I'm choosing this entry because it came off of this retracement here. So with that being said, back to the time frame. Boom, we could have gotten in here. That's a Thursday. If you wanted to wait to the new market where it opened on Monday, you could have taken it all the way to here. Boom, right? Basically, this is Monday, so you possibly would have wanted to wait it at least till maybe another week later. Boom, taking this entry here. But if you wanted to stick to this entry here, simple, boom, stop loss here. And then you could have, there's no there's no high to target. I mean, unless you go really super back into the time frame, into the market, boom, you could have, I mean, man, it depends on what you wanted to target. If you want to go for a simple 1 to 2, you would have gotten it. You would have gotten it. Let's see how far this baby goes. Let's see how far this baby goes. Wow, damn, these are all-time highs. Wow. Yeah, these are all-time highs. Yeah, wow. You would have to the moon. To the moon. You could have easily just waited this out and just basically followed it. So the way that I follow my time frame, right? How I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna hold and such like that. I would want to hold until a structure level is broken. What I mean by that is basically how this ended up going up, down, and then continuing going upward. I want to either follow it on my entry time frame to where not an entry time frame per se, but maybe let's say like an H1, like an H1. So H1, if it's gonna end up, let me remove this real quick. On H1, if I enter here, right? Let's say boom, I enter here, right? I know that this is my low, this is a high, right? This I could count as a high, but I would, like I said, I want a full extension. So this means that when I'm entering a trade and I'm holding it, as long as price, obviously I wouldn't want to lose all my gains and let it come back here. No, I would want to take profit out the second that it starts to break a level of support and just get out, period. But as long as price does not break this area, I'm not looking to look for another bias. I want to continue the bullish bias until this is broken. So if this would have broke, came back up here and continued, fine, no problem. I would have looked at that, not a problem. But because it did not do that, right? It gave us the whole trend upward and then the retest of the same support area. It went to continue upward, right? Again, even on the overall move, you can still see that there were minor trends, right? You can still see that there were minor trends. Again, minor trends in this area where boop, it broke, gave you that retest, right? You already knew sellers were coming in. That was the selling. Boom, again. Minor retest. Boom. This is all just a fake out here. Boom. But it ended up coming back to this low. That's totally fine. Even if you wanted to count that as a low, again, came back. Boom. We retested before actually getting bullish. And then it did the same thing. Oh, sorry. That was my mistake. Ended up just coming back from this area. Why are you not? There you go. Sorry about that. Boom, boom, and continuing. That's it. So now for this, man, it is really, really, really going upwards. So for this case, out of here, I'm looking for the new week to come. I'm looking for this. I'm not even going to do a weekly analysis on this chart. I'm just going to leave it for next week. So for this week, right, I want to see something because it's already Friday today, 27. So I want to see if this is going to actually come back down here or down here at the most and then continue upward. So it's going to either do this or it's going to end up doing this. Okay. Now, can it immediately shoot up from here? Absolutely. It can definitely do that. It can definitely shoot up from here. That's an ugly arrow. There you go. It can definitely move up from here. Shoot up from here. That's totally fine. I feel as if it wants to end up getting a little bit of a retrace just because it's been just shooting upward and just rocketing. I don't want it to be like just bullish into all of a sudden. This was a great one. I'm not gonna lie. This was definitely a great one. But these are areas where you can easily find areas of support and resistance where you can capitalize an entry and then continue going upward. But that's all I want to just basically do. I don't want to make these videos too long. I do tend to ramble, but it's because like I literally just love like showcasing like how beautiful these candles talk to you, and you can actually like just immerse yourself into reading. It's like a book. You got to read everything that the candles are telling you on every single time frame. Every time frame is like a chapter, and then every sentence is a different candle. And you have to see what these sentences and these candles are saying to you, so then you can kind of like react to it, but don't try to anticipate it. Don't try to just, okay, well, I'm just gonna buy here just because. No, this is why like a lot of times where I have like, you see that this this line comes all the way down here, right? Let's move this over here. You see that this line comes down here, right? And then it goes up. Yes, I am looking for this to go up, but the way I'm reading it, right? I'm reading it in this sort of sense, right? I'm reading that if it does not, right? If it does not, I'll leave this one. If it does not do this, right? And I think that it's going to continue lower to this area. This is what I'm seeing. Make sense? That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the minor break, the retest, and then the continuation down to this area to then continue going upward. Doesn't mean that it's going to hold at this level 100%. No, I'm not a market maker. I'm not a guru. I'm not here to assume anything. It can continue going lower, but I am going to react to whatever the market does. I'm not going to predict anything. If the market breaks past this level, then guess what? I'm going to wait then for a retracement. So then continue. That's it. Just like here, right? I was like, oh yeah, it could come down here and it can continue. Did I get that? Absolutely not. What did get? I did get a point of support. I did get a break, and then I did get a retest of that support, and then opportunity for entry, and then a continuation. Why? Because my bias is bullish. I already know what I'm seeing, what I want to see, and then the market's presenting that to me in that sense. It's just like, again, you're reading a book, you kind of already know what's happening because the book is kind of giving you hints. Same thing as like if you're watching a movie, you kind of already, or show, you already know what's happening within the show or movie. But yeah, with that being said, if you guys are loving this, please give a like, comment, subscribe, share it. I greatly appreciate it. Again, Goethe Basim, I'm sorry if I'm chopping up your name again. I'm trying not to say it. I'll just say GB. Thank you, GB. I appreciate you. And I hope you have a great profitable week. I hope you made money in the markets this week. Thank you and have a good one. Bye.